Okay, we are working on reviewing with proportions and unit rate. This is practice. Make sure that you have your first name and your last name on the paper and which class period that you're in. We are going to skip to certain problems because I want to have some that we do together, and then I want to see you practice the other ones independently and then use the other videos to check your answers. So this will probably be whole group to get you started, to get your brain woken up and those sorts of things. If not, please listen to instructions in class and do as you're told. So the first two problems, that's cross multiplication. I'm going to do one of them and then you all will do the others. So let's pick a color. Cross multiplication, 3 times x goes on one side of the equal sign. 2 times 8 goes on the other side of the equal sign. Then you simply multiply them out. So one side equals 3x, the other side equals 16. In order to move the 3 over, you have to divide both sides by that number. What that does is that isolates that x, isolates that variable, and creates the variable solution. So the answer to this would be 16 divided by 3. So I'll go off to the side and do that. 16 divided by 3, the closest I can get is 5, because 3 times 5 gives me 15, which is close. And then I have a remainder of 1 that will help me create it as a fraction, which is 1/3. So the answer to this one is 5 1/3. You will type that in. I'm going to see if this thing lets me do anything. I don't think it does when you're taking the test. So it does for me. That's how I make the little test problem. So the answer is 5 1/3 for that one. I would like for you guys to try the second one on your own and then come, well, we're going to skip it for now. You guys will use another video in order to find the answer to this one. So we are going to skip and come down here and think about these. So I'm going to read it first and then I'm going to underline key important information. A rectangle is 2.5 inches wide and 5 inches long. If it is enlarged to have a width of 12, what is the new height? Okay, so my first thing is, what are the things being compared? Oh, not long. Okay, so it's width and length. Okay, does it have it again? It has width. Oh, and then it has height. Wondering if that means that has to be the same thing. So it's going to be comparing. So this problem, I'm going to say, might not be a perfect one. So I'm going to have to be able to read that. But I can tell that it's width to, I'm going to say length, even though the second one says height. I have to use some common sense. It tells me width and it uses that word twice, so those are going to be compared. So I'm going to put the width on the top, 2.5. I'm going to put, and then I also have width here, that's 12. So make sure we understand, this is the width, this is what the width turns into. This is our length of 5, we don't know what it turns into. So now we are just going to cross multiply. 2.5x equals 12 times 5. So I'm going to go ahead and do 12 times 5. I know it's 60 equals the 2.5. Now remember, just like we did on the practice of cross multiplication, in order to isolate that variable, I have to move the 2.5 away. So I'm dividing 2.5 by both sides. I know that 2.5 divided by 2.5 is 1, so that just leaves x on this side. And I'll use my calculator to do clear. 60, let's try again, clear. 60 divided by 2.5 equals 24. So x equals 24. I want to double check and make sure that it does not want us to type any inches or anything like that. So it does want me to properly label. So it is 24 inches. Okay. Perfect. Now we're going to try the next one. Emilio bought 3 coffees for his office and paid $6.75. How much would 5 coffees cost? So the two things are being compared is coffees and money. Coffees, which we got 5 of them. So we're going to put coffee over money. 3 coffees is $6.75. That should be equal to 5 coffees to unknown. Now I'm going to cross multiply. 3 times x equals 5 times 6.75. I get 3x equals 5 times. Calculators would be best if they would work. So 5 times 6.75 equals 33.75. 33. And in case you have not realized by now, I've got to use that inverse property and move it to the other side. I think I can do this in my head. I think it's 11 1/4. But let me double check it by using the calculator. So 33.75 divided by 3 equals $11.25. So that $11.25 is how much 5 coffees cost. So what proportion has enabled me to do, instead of finding out the unit rate for 1 coffee and then multiplying it again, I could just put the 5 in there and set it up like a proportion. So the answer to this one, and I'm pretty sure it's going to want $11.25. Okay. So at this point, we have done 3 problems. I believe. Yes, we've done the first problem, skipped the second problem. We've done 2 more problems. These 2 I want you to do independently, and the last ones are all unit rates. So I want you to do those independently as well, and then use the video to make sure that your answers are correct.